Alrighty guys, we are live and I just wanted to firstly say welcome to the webinar. Thank you for giving me your time this afternoon and hopefully, and I know you will learn some very important things that are going to help you perform at the highest level so that you can achieve your goals and build the life that you want. So really this webinar, this free masterclass, it's going to be touching on what I teach my clients. Obviously, with them, I go in a lot more detail and we have weekly calls and it's a whole framework, which I'm going to run you through at the end. I won't do it now, but I wanted to help anyone that is wanting to make a big change in their life and actually achieve their goals, identify what those goals are, how to come up with the step-by-step process, overcome the obstacles, develop the mindset and the habits necessary for success. So that's essentially what I do with my clients, and I obviously hold them accountable every step of the way. So like I said, I want to touch on it today, give you guys some real stuff that you can actually take away and implement. So first, go get a book, go get a textbook and a pen. If you're watching this in your car, maybe just listen to it. Try not to watch it too much. I will be using the whiteboard for a few little things just to draw up a few different models that I want to talk about. But essentially this is for anyone, like I said, that is wanting to do better in their life. They know that they can take it to that next level, whether it's 1% or 80%. You know, I get a lot of different clients wherever they are, all different walks of life, all different, industries and skill sets and what they want to do. But the biggest thing is just knowing and having clarity of what that is. And that's the first thing that I do want to talk about. But just so I really get this across, this is for anybody wanting to achieve their goals in their life. For anybody that wants to become that high performer, whether in their career, in their business, and just build the life of their dreams and not become that person that succumbs to excuses or, oh, this is a cool webinar, let me watch 5 minutes and then turn it off. If you're that person that actually subscribes to this and really goes after that, that is the mentality that I really build and forge within my clients, because it's the mentality that you need in order to become successful and to be at that, top 1% of success. There's a lot of people that just sort of scrape by with their success and let their other areas slip out of control. When I'm talking success, I'm not just talking financial or within your business. I'm talking mental, I'm talking family, I'm talking social life, physical, mental health. To me, success is well-rounded. And that's really what I'm going to be talking about on the first model on the whiteboard. But basically, I don't know if I've introduced myself. I am Ryan Bennett. I am a high performance mindset and success coach. And I help my clients develop the mindset and the success habits that they need every day, every week, every month in order to achieve their goals and build their dream life. So basically, the first thing is obviously I've written down a few things, but basically the first thing that is going to really help you to be successful is understanding what the actual goal is. You need clarity. A lot of people come to me and, like I said, I've got clients from all different walks of life, right? So I've got people that want to be successful, but they don't even know what that is. I've got people that have already started, and then I've got people that are doing well, but want to do even better. And then there's people all along that. So the number one thing that whether you're just starting out or you're in the middle or you're at the end, the number one thing is clarity, right? That's probably one of the biggest things that my clients struggle with. And that's where lack of motivation comes in, or uncertainty, or just procrastination. If you don't have certainty, it's going to take a long time to achieve your goals. You probably don't even know what the goal is. So if you have a piece of paper, write down what is your goal and get very detailed on it. You need to really go down that path and figure out what the goal is for you, and different areas as well. Like I said, we're not just talking a financial goal. We're talking a physical goal, a business goal, or a financial goal, a goal for your family life, your social life, your mental health, contribution. Like, what do you want to give back? It's not all just success for us. It's for others as well. So get clear on what the goal is, what you want to create, and then really push it. You know, if you're like, oh, I want to make $5,000 a week. Why not 10? Why not 15? So when you do that, like, what is the limiting belief that comes up? So this is a lot of work that I do with my clients. Basically, we identify the goal. Once you identify the goal, I push them. I say, all right, sweet. You want to make $4,000 a month? Why not $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month, $7,000 a month? Sorry, a week. Or if that's a beautiful example. Oh, I want to make $10,000 a month. So $2,500 a week. I'm like, okay, why not do $10,000 a week? Oh, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not intelligent enough. My business isn't good enough. My program isn't good enough. My product isn't good enough. I don't have the staff. I don't have the services. Whatever. Look, eight different beliefs that are limiting their ability to do more. So, punchline, we all have these beliefs. Our whole life is driven by what we think. So we have good beliefs, and then we have negative beliefs or limiting beliefs that are limiting us. So my number one thing with my clients, first two steps, goal setting, limiting beliefs. Identify what the goal is, push them past that, and identify what's holding them back, and then we break through that. So you need to identify what those limiting beliefs are and how you can break through them, which is a whole process in itself. We're not going to have time to go through that today. But essentially, like I said, we all have those limiting beliefs. You just need to break through them, and then you're going to be able to continue going forward and actually push yourself to higher levels. Even me right now, pushing from where I am now, which is light years away from where I was at 18, 19, I'd have limiting beliefs now about going to that next level. You're always going to have limiting beliefs about going to that next level. Let's say you have 2 employees right now. How can you get to 20? What's the limiting belief that you need to break through in order to get to 20? And then obviously, what are the fundamental steps that you need in order to get to 20 employees or $20,000 a month or $10,000 a week, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, you can do it. You can achieve it. You just need to get super clear on what it is, break through any limiting beliefs that are holding you back from achieving that, and then identify the steps and the habits needed in order to succeed, and then have someone hold you accountable every step of the way. So that's essentially, that's phase 1 of my program. We've got 6 different phases. Phase 1 is really figuring out the goals, breaking through, and then coming up with the step-by-step daily and weekly tasks that you need to do in order to achieve your goals. And then obviously the accountability to make sure you're actually doing it. So that's the first bit. That's what I want you to write down. Another big thing, and bringing me to the first model that I wanted to write up on this board, what is success for you? See, if you're watching this, you've seen, high performance mindset, success, I want to be successful. What is success for you? You might have watched a movie, you might have watched Wolf of Wall Street, and you're like, I want to be like that, I want to be successful. What is success for you though? What success was to me when I was 18 versus now, completely different. So you need to identify what success is for you, because it's not just financial success anymore. Once you have a serious partner, once you have kids, it then becomes more. Like if you could make average money enough to get by, a little bit extra on top, but spend as much time with your family and your kids and your partner as possible. Or you could make $10 million a year, but you only get to see your family for 20 minutes at night. What would you want to do? That might be an easy answer for some, might be a bit difficult, might be very black and white to others, but that's what I mean. Like everybody watching this is going to have a different opinion. And there's multiple areas in our lives. There's multiple areas of success. To me, and I'll go on the record of saying it, to me, success is well-rounded. It's not being worth $100 million, but weighing 160 kilos and being, 60% body fat and on my 3rd marriage and my kids hate me. No social skills, terrible anxiety, being addicted to alcohol and drugs, but making $100 million. So I think a lot of it has changed now, especially like with a younger generation becoming a bit more understanding of like success isn't so black and white anymore. It's not, oh, he's rich, but like he's rich. Don't get me wrong, $100 million, rich. But is he successful? And for you, that's all going to come down to what is success for you. So there's a model that we touch on in the program. And like I've said, 5 different areas for your life. You've got career and business as 1. You've got health and wellness as 2. I'm looking so I don't forget. Mindset, 3. Relationship and family, and then your social life. Now, you can add different areas to that, but this is just 5 that I work on hands-on with my clients. This is what we work on. So career and business, health and wellness, mindset, relationships and family, and social life. So 5 different areas. Now, if you write all them down, and then I want you to score them out of 10. Yeah, so out of 10, let's say career and business, you've given, I'm going to write it down as well, just as I say it. Let's say career and business, you're like a 4. You're not where you want to be at right now, but it's not a 0. Let's say health and wellness, let's say it's a 2. You need to lose weight, you want to build a bit of muscle, your diet's completely shit. Mindset, let's say, if you're watching this, mindset can't be too bad, or you're at an absolute breaking point. So whatever it is, let's give that a 4. Relationship and family, let's say, maybe that's your strongest thing. Let's say that's an 8 out of 10. And then your social life is like a 3. So what we do in the high performance mindset and success coaching, I score them weekly. And my goal as their coach is to get those levels up every week. So basically there's a model that Tony Robbins introduced to me when I did coaching with him, and it was the wheel of life. So he had a bunch of different areas for his. I'm just going to keep it simple with the 5. So let's say we have a wheel. Hopefully you can see that. Do a double. So that's a wheel, right? Now let's say we break that up. Now we break that up into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the wheel's broken up into your 5 different areas, right? Now, obviously that would be like 10%, 20, 30, 40, let's say that's like 50%. So basically to have like a smooth ride, if you will, with the wheel of life, imagine like that's obviously a wheel to a cart, and business is on 4, health is on 2, mindset's 4 out of 10, relationships 8 out of 10, and social life is 3 out of 10, those scores we just did before. That wouldn't be very smooth, right? It would be a 3 out of 10, it would be a 4 out of 10, another 3 out of 10, you got your 8 out of 10 up here, which is, it's good, and then you got your something out of 10, right? So you color that all in. So that's your wheel, right? Now, if you were to remove the outskirts, right? So it's just those, 30, 43, and then 80%, it would be a very bumpy ride. I'm trying to speak metaphorically here. So if your wheel of life isn't well-rounded, if they're not all they don't all have to be at 10s, but let's say we can get them all to a 7 or an 8, it's going to be a smoother wheel. It's all going to be around the edges. So when you take your metaphorical cart out for a drive, it's not going to be bumpy. So you're going to enjoy it more. So if you can get your life out to even an 8 out of 10 all round, you're going to feel better. You're going to be more successful in every different area of your life. So that's a big thing that I work on with my clients. Like I said, we identify the goals. We identify what's holding them back and limiting them from achieving their biggest goals. We break through them. We do a lot of one-on-one breakthrough work. And then we come up with the steps to actually achieve that. That's just phase 1. But then every week we're working on bringing that out to the 10 out of 10 or the 8 out of 10, whatever. But there's going to be things. I remember the first time I did this, I think I was working at Tommy Hilfiger. So like career and business, you know, it was like a 3 out of 10. I was quite fit, so I did like an 8 out of 10. Family life was like a 7. So when I first did this, I was like, oh shit. And this is the thing, this is why coaching is so important. Everybody needs coaching. Everybody. I have a coach. My coach has a coach. My coach's coach has a coach. I guarantee he's got a coach as well. So it's like being the world's best doctor, right? Maybe not doctor, because it's, let's say chiropractor. The world's best chiropractor probably goes to a chiropractor because he can't crack himself. He can't reach certain areas. So even if you're a coach watching this, you're like, why would I get a coach? Or me, why would I get a coach? Because there's things that I don't even know I need work on. And this is kind of shadow work. It's like Jahara's window or something. There's like, there's the thing that this is hard to explain. I always butcher it. There's the stuff that we know that we need to change. Then there's stuff that we don't know. Sorry, there's stuff that we know. There's stuff that we know that we don't know. There's stuff that we don't even know that we don't know. And then there's something else. But like, there's stuff that I know that I'm good at. There's stuff that I know that I'm bad at. There's stuff that I know that like I need to work on. There's even stuff that I don't even know that I need to work on. And then there's another category that, anyway, I do go into that in coaching, but right now it's very hard to explain it. I need it all in front of me. But yeah, like this is why coaching is such a big area, because you as a business owner, there's gonna be things that you can work on in your personal life that's gonna make sure that your business is more productive, or you're more productive so your business makes more money. Whether you have a one-person business of just yourself, whether you're an online entrepreneur, whether you have a big business of 30 employees, 50 employees, how you live your life flows on into that business, right? It's obviously very easy to say that when you just like, if you have a coaching business or you're an online entrepreneur and you just have the one person, it's just you. Obviously, the more productive you are, the more success habits that you know, the better that you can perform and function at a high level, the better the business is going to do. But even if you have 3 different businesses, 4 different, 5 different businesses that have managers, if you are running better as a human, you are performing at that next level, all of the businesses are going to perform at a better level, because your manager, like the person under you that's managing your business on a day-to-day level, they're going to be coming up to your level. You're going to be raising their standards, pushing them further. Everything's going to become a lot better. And then putting parameters around, your health, your wellness, your mindset, your social life, and your family, like that's a major thing. That the flow-on effect of putting a bit of effort into your training, like in the gym, workout, physical body, mindset, putting focus on that is going to make sure that that's going to have a flow-on effect into your business, into your mindset. Just like having a better relationship at home is going to make sure that your workouts are better, or your workouts are better so your relationships are better. It's all connected. All of this, like the well-rounded success, this model right here, it all flows on. You can't just rely, like all of those are shit apart from, what do we say? The family, right? I guarantee that if your business is, abysmal, your mental health, your physical health is very low, 2 out of 10, but your family life is like a 7 out of 10, there's going to be a day where that starts to decrease as well, because you're unhappy in the other areas of your life. So it makes sense that success, it's well-rounded. It's well-rounded. So going on to my next model, this is a big thing. Like I do want you to write out like I said, I want you to judge those areas. Well, not judge them, but I want you to, what's the word? Like score them out of 10. Score those areas out of 10. Career and business, health and wellness, mindset, relationships and family, and your social life. Score them out of 10. And then going forward, I want you to put a bit of work at the end of every week. Obviously, like my clients get a very in-depth like worksheets and everything that we fill out as we go throughout the program. They also have I don't actually have a copy, I just sent out my last copy, but they have the daily performance tracker, which is morning questions. They've got their daily planner, and then there's also nightly questions and like the scorecard that they review their scores every day. And that just keeps them on track. And then we have our calls every week. So coming to the next model, this is mainly for business, but I imagine there's a lot of people, like all of my clients that I have now do want to start a business, or they want to do better in their career. Like, look, why would you hire a high performance mindset and success coach if you're not wanting to do better? You know, so I do want to touch on this because, you know, I know that not everybody may want to run their own business, but whether you're in a company and you're a bit of an entrepreneur as opposed to a, sorry, got a message. So basically, success comes down to the numbers. Now, I did this on an Instagram live a little while ago, and like I said, this ties into sorry, that question I just got really threw me off. This ties into the success question. So you need to know what success is for you. And it comes down to also how much money do you want to make? How much money is success for you? That might change in 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years. But right now, how much money is enough for you to feel successful and to really be where you want to be at within your business or your career? So let's say you want to make 20 grand a month, which is 5,000 a week. Which is like, that's more realistic. And this came to me, like when I was, 20, 21, starting out in business, I was like, I want to make $1 million. I want to make $1 million. But being like having a coaching business back then, that I was obviously self-employed. I didn't have people that I needed to pay wages to. It was very low cost, like 20 grand a month, 5 grand a week. After taxes, obviously you're looking at like 3.5, 3.7. That's still really good money, like just profit to take away, right? Especially at 2021. So I realized, I don't need to make $1 million to, be happy. A lot of us, this is what I'm trying to say. Like if that's your means, if you're like, right, I'm making $2 million, why would I only want to make 20 grand a week, 20 grand a month? I'm saying for anybody watching this, maybe you don't need to make $1 million. There's some people watching this that 100,000 is absolutely enough for them because they're making 60 grand right now doing what they do for a lot more time and a lot more effort. So they might start their own business, which we can scheme up with in the one-on-one coaching program. Then they launch an online business and they're making 100 grand a year, a lot easier than a physical job where they're only making 60. So what I am saying is identify what success is for you. Figure out what those numbers are for you so that you can identify it and start to actually honestly manifest it. There's a lot, Think and Grow Rich. I got it tattooed on my arm somewhere there. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. So that's from the book from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, which is kind of like the secret about manifesting, but it's more numbers and date-based manifesting. So actually saying it's 2022 as I'm doing this. So if I were to manifest, like it's 2025, I'm making $1.2 million a year. So like putting in a date and an amount and then manifesting that every day. Why the fuck was I saying that? I actually don't know. So get clear on what the number is. Like I said at the start of this, the more clarity you have, the more clear you can be on something, the better it's going to be for you to actually manifest and achieve that. If you have a number, then you can actually work backwards and figure out what you need a month, a day, or a month, a week, a day. So let's say I probably need my phone for this. I've just realized I don't really have a calculator. That's an issue. Oh well. So let's say you want to make, we'll do the 20,000 a month. So let me put this here so you can see it. So let's say you want to make 20,000 a month. So if you, is that backwards? No, it'll be flipped. So that's 20,000 per month, which works out to be 5,000 per week. So $20,000, $5,000 a week. The reason why you need to work this out, by the way, 20,000 over a year, what's that? $240,000. Probably enough for you to feel successful on, right? So let's use that as an aim. So that's 240,000, which is 20,000 a month. I hope this is correct. Like I said, need a calculator, but I think it's right. So $250,000 before taxes, right? You've got $20,000 per month. You've got $5,000 per week. Now, why is that important to know? If you know that, if you know how much you need to make per week, you can work out, I guess if you want to figure out how much you need per day, we can do that, but it's going to be 1.2 or I think maybe 1.25. Anyway, so no, sorry, that was divided by 4. Yeah, it's going to be messy. Anyway, maybe someone can give me the answer. So $5,000 per week. What does your business do? Right? So let's say you want to create an online store and you sell a product that's $60 and it's so it's $60. You're making $40 every time one sells, and I should be using whole numbers because my maths isn't really my strong suit. So let's say, all right, just for the sake of the argument, let's say $100. Let's say you're profiting $100 every time you make a sale on your website, whether that's through coaching or a product or whatever. If you were to look at hours, just as a comparison, the reason why you want to get out of the whole trading your hours for money, to make $5,000 a week, even if you were paid $100 an hour, is that, so $100 an hour, really needed a calculator, would be 500, so 50 would be 1,000. All right, so if you're making $100 an hour, you need to work 50 hours a week, I'm pretty sure, otherwise someone's gonna grill me. But I'm pretty sure that adds up. $100 an hour, 50 hours a week, that would get you $5,000. So instead, let's say you came up with a product or a service, you want to sell a coaching package or training in nutrition or a product that you're making $100 profit every time one sells. Instead of working 50 hours, you just need to make 50 sales of that $100. Then you'd have 5,000 a month, 5,000 a week, you'd have 20,000 a month, you'd have just shy of $250,000 in a year. Now, that's awesome. If you then figure out like ads, and once again, this is what I help my clients with. If you then figure out ads and, let's say every sale you need to spend, so it's $100, let's say you spend $10 to $15 on an ad in order to make a sale, then that's awesome profit. Then, it's 75, you got to take the ad spend out. But once you know these numbers, like I said, success is knowing numbers. So that $5,000, you'd need to sell 50 $100 products. You need to sell 50 $100 products. Now, also, if you only had it, this once again, why knowing the numbers helps. Let's say you've got a product at the moment that's doing half of that, right? You're making $50, then it's going to be double. So you need to sell 100 at $50, right? So this is where it kind of brings in my next model, but I need to keep this on the board while I'm doing it. But there's a thing called an ascension model. And if you have a product, if you have a service, if you're a coach, especially coming up with, like, for a beautiful and honest example, this is a free bit of content. Just like my podcast and my Instagram posts and Facebook posts, they're all free bits of content. So that's right on the bottom, right? So basically an ascension model is like a pyramid. Down the bottom, you've got something for free. Then you've got something that's say $50 to $100. Then you've got the next one up that's $1,000. Then you've got your big, your $5,000 program. So this, for an example, is on the bottom of my pyramid. It's a free bit of content. It might lead into a $50, $100 sale, or some people might go straight to the top, some people wherever. But it's important to have that, or just to know the numbers so that you can go, shit, okay, well, I can't work 50 hours a week at $100 an hour. I only get paid 36, so I'd need to work, that's like 120 hours. And most people aren't getting paid $100 an hour, am I right? So, or if you've got a $100 product, but you can't sell 50 of them, then okay, what can you do better? Make it a better product, make it a better service. So instead of charging $100 for, let's say, a coaching program, you charge $1,000 for a coaching program, right? So you'd only need to make 5 sales that week instead of 50 sales, but they're obviously going to be at a higher cost per purchase, right? So it's a higher cost, but you need to make less sales. So it's less effort. You might need to spend more on ads. Obviously, selling $1,000 program or product or something, like, you need to go through more leads. Anyway, this is getting too much into actual like business coaching and all that. Like I said, I'm not quote unquote a business coach, but obviously when I get a client, if I get a client that is new to all this and really needs help with marketing or sales or coming up with a business plan and business models and how we can really grow their business or start their business, or I had a client do $1 million week in one of his businesses recently. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I know that I've obviously implemented in my business over the last 6 years, 7 years. So I won't put down that I'm a business coach. Like I said, I'm a high performance mindset and success coach. But if there's business stuff that I can help with, obviously that's what I do. But really, like, what it ultimately comes down to is mind, business, body, success. So working on your mindset and really developing that mindset for success. So building in habits for productivity, like what can you do, what can you not do in order to be more productive? A to-do list, a not to-do list, cleaning up your environment so it's just boom, boom, boom. Like if I were to do a 360 pan, my environment is always clean, because then I don't have to spend 20 minutes cleaning up or setting things up if I need to do some work. So really, like, developing the mindset, the habits, the systems for success, it's an important part of all of it. These are the things, these are the little 1% changes and adjustments that you can do that get you to perform at a higher level so your business can perform at a higher level. This is everything I do. This is literally like going back and cleaning up a bit of bullshit in order to go forward. So there's something called shadow work. If you've never heard of shadow work, imagine, right now you're where you are in life. There's like past traumas or failures or breakups or things that you kind of hold on to, limiting beliefs, things like acting out, drinking a shitload, doing a bit of drugs, just things that like you're not super proud of, and like, let's call it like, it's in your shadow, It's kind of like your worst possible version of yourself. and you want to go forward, you want to be successful. So you're like, oh, I want to learn how to be more productive, how to be positive. I want to learn meditation. I want to learn how to be successful and build these success habits. But we haven't cleaned up any of the old shit. So every now and again, you revert back to doing that. So that's shadow work. And I tie it into my program because it's an important part of going forward. In order to go forward, you need to go back, or you need to turn around and clear up the shit behind you that really only an outsider can see. These are patterns. These are things that pop up every now and then. Literally with my $1 million clients, it happens. I've got a guy, I had a guy, and he was every 3 weeks, he'd go off the rails, doing amazing in business, but he had this pattern. It was what do you call the word? Self-fulfilling prophecy, that every 3 weeks he'd go get fucked up and go do a bunch of coke and spend a shitload of money, and it would take him a week to get back on track, and then 2 weeks later he'd do it again. So a big part of coaching was getting him through that and breaking that pattern. But a lot of it is also, like I said, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If that's been your identity for the last 20 years, it's like being a smoker for the last 20 years and then just trying to give up without changing any of the actual identity of being a smoker. That's one of the biggest things. Like, a lot of people just, we stay true to our identity, right? So if anybody knows my history, I had a big run-in with drugs when I was younger, went to rehab at 19, and that obviously catapulted me into where I am now. It gives me firsthand experience with a lot of things, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But if I didn't stop telling myself that I'm a drug addict and I can't change any of this and I'm powerless to my to my tendencies, like every time I'd see a drug, I'd be like, oh, I need that, or oh, I need a drink, or I need a ciggy, or anything like that. Like, our identity is huge. You are your identity. So him having this self-fulfilling prophecy where he's saying, oh, Ryan, every 3 weeks I get on the I get off the rails. I needed to tell him, like, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop telling yourself that. It's literally affirming to yourself and somewhat making that behavior okay, because that's who you are and that's what you do. So in order to do better and be at that higher level with higher standards, a lot of it is just holding a mirror up to you, or having the coach hold a mirror up to you and changing those things. Like I said, you might, with that whole Jahara's window, let's say you book in for a call after this, you want to get coaching. And you're like, I want to work on my relationship and my business. And I'm like, all right, sweet. But we're 2 weeks into coaching, and I've picked up through 2-hour phone calls and a bit of back and forth that you've got a bit of an anger issue that is really why your relationship isn't working that well, which then flows onto your business because you're depressed all day because you and your partner had a fight, or like anything like that. Like, there's little things that I always pick up in with the coaching, with the one-on-one, the phone calls where we're really getting into it. And like I said, like when I say we get into it, there's worksheets on worksheets that I get my clients to do. And this is all super important stuff that it goes forward, it goes back. We clear up limiting beliefs. We set the path going forward. I teach you those weekly success habits so that you can actually become the absolute best version of yourself, performing at the highest level so that your business can do the same. But you need to go back in order to go forward. That whole shadow work side of things, it's super important. And just finishing that off, that's you might come to me saying, I need to work on these 2 things, but at the end of it, we've changed a lot more because there's things that you do that you don't know that you do, right? There's things that you know you should change. There may be things that you don't know you should change that, like, 2 weeks into the program, you're like, oh shit, I need to work on my time management and my anger issues. And then there's things right now that you don't even know that you need to change or work on in order to become. So that's the craziest thing. And that like I said, that's why coaching's so big. It's why coaches have coaches, because the people performing at the best, once you make that little change in your mind that, oh, I actually want to become the best of this, once you do that, like the ball always keeps rolling. But going back to the first thing, I think it's super important that you identify what success is for you. Because when I say the ball keeps on going, like some people get into this, like, gotta hustle, wake up at 4 a.m., go to bed at fucking 2 a.m., running on 2 hours sleep. Realistically, like, hustle all day, sleep 4 hours, don't sleep for 4 days because I was in the gym and then I was at work. But like, look, you might have an insane amount of motivation, and I don't want to say you might burn out because I don't want to put that dampener on it, but that's the reality. Like, sleep is important, rest is important, recovery is important. It's all a big part of my coaching. Rest, downtime, mindfulness, training, recovery. Like I said, it all flows on. And if you're not sleeping right, then your productivity is not there, or your focus might not be there. You might just be running on Red Bulls and coffee, but you're very scattered. You can't have a deep thought because you're just surface level on everything, doing 100 things at once, but not actually getting deep on one thing. So it's a big thing. It's a very big thing. So what is high performance mindset and success coaching? So by this point, I've obviously dug down on a few different things, but essentially what I do, like I said at the start of this, I help my clients develop the mindset and the success habits in order for them to achieve their goals and build their dream life for them, their family, their partner, their kids, whatever. You might be at the very start, you might be at the middle, you might be at the end. I've had clients that are working for someone that want to start doing their own thing, and we build that model. We make sure that we're building the mindset and instilling the success habits. And then I've got someone that's 50 who is making millions of dollars a year, but needs to come up, like, has lost a bit of passion or needs to develop a bit of a retirement plan. And that's once again, clarity is the biggest thing. So get very clear on what the next 5 years is so that we can actually map that out. I can hold them accountable. We can do the work necessary. And sometimes they're the ones that are like, they get the most from the program. Even though someone starting out is super fresh and has a lot of changes, sometimes the people at the very end of their business journey or career journey or whatever it is, they learn the most. So wherever you are on that journey, like, having a coach it's like I said, working on the things that you need to work on, whether it's confidence, self-image, actual business, like business strategies, learning sales, marketing, or like you just need to work on your relationships and your happiness, your body. It's a big thing. I had a model, I think it was on the previous page, the triangle, and it was mind, body, business, and then mind, body, success. And then I added a fourth one, so it's not much of a triangle anymore, but they're ideally the 4 things that we work on with coaching. So we got mindset, body, business, and success. So the mindset, like I said, with all of this work that my clients do, that's not even all of it, that's just phase 1 and 2. I've got a membership website that only members have access to, clients have access to it. And essentially there's weekly videos on goal setting, breaking down the first phase. I think we've got goal setting, limiting beliefs, coming up with the actual strategy, and then I think habits or time management or something. So that's phase 1. Like I said, there's 6 different phases. So there'll be like a 10-minute video kind of like this, talking about goal setting and giving you pointers of what we got to do. And then there's a 6-page worksheet, goal setting, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just on goal setting. And then that flows into the limiting beliefs, where we break through those things that are holding you back. And then that flows into the actual daily steps. And then I think it's, like I said, time management and habits and unlearning negative habits and learning new habits. So that video series that my clients have access to, That's so that we develop the mindset. We build this strong mindset. We go back, we clear up the old negative shit. We go forward and develop that. Like, I teach you everything that I know in terms of mindset, in terms of like just being happy and positive and dealing with like stress and overwhelm and whatever the issue is. I guarantee I have an answer for it. So the mindset, we develop a strong, high performance based mindset for you to achieve your goals. Success. So every video also comes with a success habit. So I've basically identified 20 different success habits. So through coaches that I've had and just honestly doing personal development for the last, since I was like 19. So the last 8 years, I've identified 20 different success habits that I've implemented into my life through other coaches and mentors that I've had that help you be more successful, right? So like daily planning, time management, cold showers, vitalizing your body, training. I'll stop there. I don't want to give them all away, and like I said, I will be giving you the number one at the end. But yeah, they're success habits that you implement 1 week at a time. I make sure that we're keeping you accountable and you're implementing them at a time so that you can be more and more productive and get more done and keep yourself at that high performance mindset and lifestyle. I think the issue with, like, we've all had those little bouts of motivation where we're like, oh, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to wake up at 5, go to the gym, come home, like go to work, come home, like read, work on my business, and then you might burn out. That's why I said rest is important. You know, downtime is important. Learning how to switch off. Like, you can be at your best all the time, but it's actually programming those little things in that might not seem at your best. Then it actually helps you like calm down. So that, like, one thing that a big coach that I had, he told me to sometimes you need to slow down in order to speed up. You can't be waking up at 4 a.m., going to bed at 12 p.m., just absolute foot on the gas all day. That's not a long-term way of living. Or it might start ruining those other areas of your life. You know, business, good. Mental health, good. But family's fucking shit. Haven't seen them in 2 months because I've been grinding. Haven't gone to the gym. I've just been going to Subway every day because that's kind of healthy. And now you're, 30 kilos overweight. You've got money. You've got a good mindset, but family and physical health is shit. And then eventually, because they're bad, it's going to bring down your mindset, and then that's going to ruin your business. So, like I said, this well-rounded approach of success, it's important. It's super important. And that's what I help my clients really, really strive to and achieve. Body being the fourth thing or the third thing in the program. So I have a 6-year background with online personal training. So I do take all of my clients under my wing in terms of writing them training and nutrition plans, because everybody's got a physical goal, whether it's putting on 10 kilos of muscle, becoming more energized, dropping your body fat by 20 kilos or 10%, whatever it is. But it's not as intense as the old bodybuilding training was, my background. It's not going to the gym 6 days a week for 2 hours at a time. It's, some clients are just going for 45 minutes 3 times a week, but we track that. And because of that, they're more energized, they're waking up earlier, they're sleeping better, and they're also performing better. And this is all trackable. All of my clients fill out weekly performance that we got the daily performance tracker, and then we've got the weekly performance indicators, which really show me every time we implement a new success habit, how their performance increases. So at the end of the program, once we've done all the mindset work, we've implemented these success habits, you can literally see that they're performing at an absolute all-time high. And then, like I said, through learning these important things, you can keep it going for a long time. It's not just do it for a week or do it for a month, or like an old tactic is, and it's honestly a success habit, like setting yourself a little goal or a little fun little destination that you can aim for, because that motivates you, right? So I just booked now I can't speak. Booked a flight to Bali for me and my partner next May. And guess what? That's motivated me. I'm like, how well can I do before then? Where can I get my body? Where can I get my business? So setting little things like that. But then a lot of people will come back from holidays, and maybe you've experienced this. You burn out. You go back and you're like, oh, I just wish I was still on holidays. So it's setting those new daily habits and daily routines and daily goals, weekly goals, so that you can keep performing at your absolute best and not get to that point of burnout. So this is all super important. Your body, we work on, I take care of all my clients in terms of training and nutrition. Like I said, whether it's muscle gain, fat loss, or literally just to create more energy and give them structure around their training or nutrition so that they've got more energy, but it all flows on. So mind, body, success, and then business. I got a little bit carried away with doing the numbers on the whiteboard, like the ascension models. I've helped a lot of my clients build and develop their business, or actually literally come up with ideas for their businesses. A bit of an example, had a client that I was like, what's your biggest passion? Because he's like, oh, I work for a company now, but I want to start my own business. I was like, do you have an idea? Obviously, if someone comes with an idea, awesome. I've got a lot of different knowledge. So if I can, I make adjustments and try and help them build that out, the website, the Shopify store, the marketing, the Facebook ads, whatever. He had no idea. So I was like, what are you passionate about? He was passionate about football, but he was 30 something. So I was like, look, you can't really make a career out of football anymore, but what else do you like? He was like, clothing. I was like, why don't you set up a store and find manufacturers and all that, where you can make custom NRL hoodies, which if you're watching this in a different country, that's our national football here. So why do you make custom football jerseys and hats and shoes and shorts, with their team and their name on it, kind of like they already do, but just more different, unique designs. He started that. He's now replaced his full-time income of what he was doing when he first came and joined. He's now replaced that through online stores because it's a pretty good niche. There's not many of those businesses out there. So that was one. I got another client who, like I said, did $1 million month. He had $1 million week within one of his businesses. That was purely, and we've talked about this multiple times, that was purely because we got him back on track with his training, his mindset, his family life. He was doing the morning routines, which is probably it's honestly one of the biggest success habits. And that's the secret of today. This is the success habit that I wanted to give you, a morning routine. If there's one thing that you can take away from this, and I'll get back to what I was saying before, but if there's one thing that you can take away from this, it's develop a morning routine. So wake up 30 minutes earlier. And I've had people be like, oh, morning routines take up more time and energy than they actually give you. If that's what it is, you're spending too much time doing it. You don't have to have a 2-hour morning routine, but just I'm talking, it can be as simple as this is me. Sunday night, I plan out my week. So I plan on Sundays, not Mondays, because then wake up Monday, I already know what I'm doing. Then I write out my gratitudes, my to-do list, my most important top 3 things. And then there's a lot more to it, but even if you were just to do that's your morning routine, that would show massive improvements in your life. Just simply waking up in the morning and mapping out your day, mapping out your hours, writing out a few things that you're grateful for, massive payoff. Now that's just one little thing. Obviously there's a lot more that you can do in terms of a morning routine, but I'll save that for anybody wanting to inquire about high performance mindset and success coaching and the elite level performance program. But yeah, number one thing that you can take away is build and develop a morning routine that works for you, that gives you that energizes you, that motivates you first thing in the morning and gets you very clear, just gives you all those good emotions and gets you very clear on what you're setting out to create and achieve. I said I was going to get back to my story, but I can't really remember. Oh, so yeah, I had a client that did $1 million week because of, and that was a target we were hitting because of all of the little things that he was learning and getting back on track. And like, he had everything there at his disposal to do. But like I said, sometimes with coaching, you just need someone to hold you accountable. You know, sometimes football players typically know football better than a coach, but the coach has the outside perspective, right? So even though my client might know more about the industry, or he does know more about the business industry that he's in, there's things that I can pick up on or just tweak in his behavior and how he performs. And that's the whole punchline. Not a business coach. Obviously, I'll help where I can. There's a lot of knowledge I have around business. However, making you perform better is what I do so that your business can perform better, right? It's like you already have the best car in the world, but you can work on the driver, right? You work on the driver's skills, the car's got to do a lot better. You're going to win the race. So high performance mindset and success coaching, we work on your mindset, your business, your body, and those success habits. I guarantee, look, scroll down. It should pop up by now, or it's been there the whole time. There's a little bit of a run through about high performance, the elite level performance program and my high performance mindset and success coaching. So scroll down, have a little bit of a read. If you watch this, I do want you to, if you book in for a call, like scroll down, read through, click the apply now button, fill in the questionnaire, and then I'll give you a call, or you can book in for a call. Essentially, on that call, I want you to know that this is where you came from, so I can give you a little bit of a discount for being here and watching all this. So I want you to scroll down, have a bit of a read through, click apply now if you're interested. Otherwise, definitely take this little bit of information away, implement a few things that you've taken, and that number one success tip, come up with a morning routine that works for you. But if you are interested in the high performance mindset and success coaching, scroll down, read through the information, book in for a call, and I'll have a chat to you personally very soon about how we can make some massive changes in your life and get you to achieve your goals. Otherwise, thank you for giving me your time. I am Ryan Bennett from Apex Performance Coaching. Thanks for watching.